In this video, we'll examine the subtle and often hard to spot signs that someone in your personal, professional, or social life may be trying to control you. Additionally, I will share strategies on how to reclaim your autonomy and establish healthy boundaries. I'm Jo Banks. I've been a professional executive business coach for 16 years. I'm sharing what I know. Control can be subtle, insidious, and hard to recognize until it's already taken a toll on your autonomy, confidence, and decision making. Whether in a professional, personal, or in social settings, controlling behavior can manipulate your thoughts, actions, and choices, often leaving you feeling trapped or even powerless. Understanding the signs of control is the first step in reclaiming your independence and setting healthier boundaries. Recognizing control in professional settings. A controlling work environment can lead to stress, burnout, and a loss of personal agency. I've discussed coercive control, toxic workplaces, bullying, and narcissism in many of my videos. So if you want to explore this topic in more detail, I'll leave a link to the playlist below. In the meantime, here are some signs that someone, whether a boss, colleague, or even a client, is trying to control you professionally. Number 1, micromanagement. Your manager or colleague scrutinizes every detail of your work, leaving little room for autonomy. They demand constant updates and corrections, even on minor tasks, which ultimately reduces your confidence in your own abilities. Number 2, unclear expectations and moving goalposts. Tasks and expectations are constantly changing, making it difficult to meet standards. You receive vague instructions but harsh criticism for not meeting undefined expectations. Number 3, withholding information. Oh my goodness, this is an incredibly common one. Withholding information, necessary resources, or instructions are deliberately kept from you to maintain dependency. You struggle to make decisions because you're never given the full picture. Number 4, isolation from colleagues. Your boss or co-worker discourages or prevents collaboration with others. They spread rumours or create tension between you and other team members in an effort to keep you isolated. Number 5, threats and fear-based motivation. You feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells due to implicit or explicit threats about your job security. Your boss leverages fear, for example, job loss, demotion, or embarrassment, to force your compliance. Number 6, credit stealing and undermining achievements. Your work is routinely dismissed, downplayed, or outright stolen. You're denied opportunities for growth and career advancement despite your contributions. Number 7, embarrassment and humiliation. Your manager or colleague uses covert gaslighting techniques to embarrass or humiliate you. If you challenge them, they'll say something like, "Can't you take a joke? It's you who has the problem. I'm only pointing out the obvious." If you recognize these patterns in your workplace, it may be time to establish clear boundaries, seek support from HR, or even consider new employment options if the environment is really toxic. And again, I discuss how to deal with these situations in many of my other videos. Links will be below. Recognizing control in personal relationships. In romantic, familial, and platonic relationships, controlling behavior can manifest in manipulative, coercive, or even abusive ways. The following signs indicate that someone might be trying to control you. Number 1, excessive criticism and gaslighting. You are constantly made to feel inadequate or guilty, even if you haven't done anything wrong. They deny past conversations or events to make you question your own memory and perception. Again, they may use covert tactics, for example, thinly veiling threats or attempts to embarrass you with jokes at your expense. Number 2, monitoring and surveillance. They insist on knowing where you are at all times, sometimes through tracking devices or constant messaging. They go through your phone, emails, or social media without your consent. Number 3, isolation from friends and family. They discourage or outright prevent you from seeing your loved ones. They create conflicts between you and others, making you more dependent on them. Number 4, controlling finances. They limit your access to money or resources, making it difficult to leave the relationship. They dictate your spending habits or demand control over your financial decisions. Number 5, decision making without you. They make major decisions, for example, where to live, what to do, what to wear, without consulting you. They assume authority over your choices, disregarding your own preferences or needs. Number 6, guilt tripping and emotional blackmail. They use phrases like, if you loved me, you would, to manipulate your actions. They threaten to harm themselves or others if you don't comply with their demands. If you recognize these behaviors in your personal relationships, seeking support from trusted friends, a therapist, coach, or even a domestic abuse hotline can help you regain control and make informed decisions about your well-being. Recognizing control in social situations. In social circles, control can take a more subtle form, often disguised as concern, loyalty, or even social etiquette. Here are some ways it can manifest. Number 1, social exclusion and gatekeeping. Someone controls who you interact with, dictating who is acceptable for you to befriend or associate with. They spread rumors or manipulate social dynamics to alienate you from others. Number 2, pressure to conform. You feel obliged to agree with certain opinions, dress a certain way, or participate in activities you're uncomfortable with to maintain social standing. Disagreeing or acting independently results in ridicule, shaming, or exclusion. Number 3, passive-aggressive manipulation. Guilt tripping, silent treatment, or subtle digs are used to make you comply with social expectations. They use phrases like, I guess you don't really care about our friendship, to coerce you into doing things for them. Number 4, excessive monitoring and social policing. Someone watches your social media, criticizes your posts, or dictates how you should present yourself online. They insist on knowing who you spend time with and express jealousy over your other relationships. Number 5, using favors as leverage. They remind you of past favors or support to demand compliance or reciprocation on their terms. Friendship feels transactional rather than mutually supportive. Recognizing social control can help you set boundaries, maintain a sense of self, and surround yourself with supportive, non-controlling individuals. How to regain control and set boundaries. If you recognize any of these controlling behaviors in your professional, personal, or social life, here are some steps to regain control. Number 1, identify and acknowledge the behavior. Trust your instincts. If something about the dynamic feels off, don't dismiss your feelings. Controlling behaviors can sometimes be subtle, but your intuition is a valuable tool in recognizing them. Evaluate the relationship. Pay attention to how you feel in the presence of the other person. Do you feel respected, valued, and free to express yourself? Or do you feel restricted, anxious, like you're constantly walking on eggshells? Control often manifests in ways that undermine your confidence and independence. So being honest with yourself about the impact of the relationship is crucial. Number 2, set clear boundaries. Communicate your needs. Setting boundaries means clearly defining what is and what isn't acceptable. You might say, I appreciate your concern, but I need to make my own decisions. Or, I need time for myself and I appreciate you respecting that. Be consistent. Boundaries are only effective if they are enforced. Some people will push back against them, especially if they're used to having control. Stand firm and don't allow guilt or pressure to make you abandon your limits. Number 3, seek support. Talk to people you trust. Controlling relationships can be isolating. It can be difficult to see the situation objectively. Friends, family, or mentors can offer outside perspectives and emotional support. Join support groups. If you feel alone in your experience, consider finding a community where others have gone through similar challenges. This can help validate your feelings and provide strategies for dealing with control. Number 4, develop independence. Pursue your own interests. Engaging in hobbies, education, or career growth can boost your confidence and help you regain a sense of self. Control often diminishes personal autonomy, so reclaiming it through activities that empower you is essential. Take ownership of your decisions. If your independence has been compromised, start making small choices for yourself, whether it's managing your own finances, setting social plans without seeking approval, or making career moves based on your own aspirations. Number 5, consider professional help. Therapy, counseling, coaching. Speaking with someone trained can provide guidance on how to navigate controlling relationships, rebuild confidence, and develop strategies for setting boundaries. Coaching or support services, depending on the context, whether it's a controlling workplace or a family dynamic or even a romantic relationship, working with a coach or mediator or even a support organization can help you gain clarity and plan your next steps. Number 6, take action if necessary. Recognize when control becomes abuse. And I've actually got an entire video coming up on that. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Controlling behavior can escalate into emotional, financial, or even physical abuse. If your safety or well-being is at risk, it may be prudent to seek legal advice or protective measures. Make an exit plan. If leaving a controlling situation such as a toxic job, relationship, or social environment feels overwhelming, take small strategic steps towards independence. This may involve securing finances, finding new housing or employment, or even gradually distancing yourself. Though difficult, taking action can ultimately lead to greater freedom and well-being. The wrap-up. Recognizing controlling behavior is the first step towards reclaiming your autonomy. Whether in the workplace, relationship, or social settings, no one should have unchecked power over your choices, emotions, or personal freedom. By identifying these patterns and setting clear boundaries, you can cultivate a healthier, more balanced relationship that empowers you rather than restricts you. What next? If you have anything you'd like to add to today's video, or you have any topics you'd like me to cover in future, please leave it in the comments section below. I read and respond to everything and really love interacting with you all. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel with a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Finally, thank you to everybody who stays until the very end, and thank you so much for your support. It really does mean the world to me.